Willie, you got that! What's up, guys? We are working on the drift trike again. We got Mike, we got Lucas, we got cold weather. All the snow melted, but it is still cold, and it's, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's flakes coming down. But we are out here working on the drift trike. Hopefully at the end of this episode, not today, but at the end of this episode, this video, you guys are going to see a test ride of this thing. We are working on the brake right now. Mike is fabbing up a bracket. He's already got the holes drilled. He's already got it mounted. We got to work it a little bit, cut off the excess, and mount it right here to our brake.
That's the bracket Mike just made to mount the brake.
Heater's on, everything's really loud. Mike's still coping this in. Trying to get it to cope right around the tube. He's, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, there he goes. Making a nice coping on there. I'm making another bracket for the back side of the seat. They're going to be a little bit heavier than the front brackets. These ones are going to support a little bit more weight, so we're using real thick steel here. Mike got the brackets drilled out. He did the back holes, I did the front holes. We sized them up. We put in self-tapping lag bolts. We got them in. Now we're going to weld where we need to on the frame and then adjust the front brackets from there and then take everything off and bolt the front brackets on. Alright, me and Mike just got our seat brackets on. We're welding them in. Camera tilted a little bit there. Got a bunch of welding to do. Have Lucas stand back and record for a few minutes here. Alright, kind of crammed in here. It's snowing outside. It's really cold. We got the seat mounted. We're trying to find bolts to go all the way through. Got that one. The backs are already bolted in. Gotta find one more bolt for that side on the back. We gotta bolt these front sides in. And the front will be mounted, or the seat will be mounted. And then we're gonna go to the brake and see what else we can get done tonight. Grandma! Alright, Mike just tacked on the arm for the brake caliper. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. Mike stepped out of the way a little bit. All welded on down there. We gotta adjust it a little bit. She's pretty tight. We gotta move this a hair. We're gonna break out the Allen wrenches here in a minute. We're gonna move this, play with the brake, get her working right. Alright, we got the brake all mounted up. We decided to switch over and start doing the battery box. I had an old motor plate off of a tiller. We were going to use this for another motor plate, but this one didn't have slots. It was a big piece I got off there, and I actually cut the side that had the slots on it off. Use that on a different project. But we flipped it around. We had one side already, so we made a couple cuts and we bent this over with the hammer and the edge of the table here. Now we're about to do the same thing to the other side. Bring it up and make another little wall for this side of the battery. The battery box is all done, or battery tray. It's going to be installed right there. We're going to pull this pipe up to both sides to get it level. I'm going to tack it in on both ends, move the pipe from end to end, tack it in, and we'll weld it all the way in. Alright, our battery tray is all in. We got our battery in. This thing's solid. I stood on it and it didn't even flex. I'm 175 and this thing did not flex at all. I think we're going to call it a night and we're going to get back on it tomorrow. We're going to get the jack shaft plate. I'm going to do all the wiring while Mike is messing with the jack shaft plate. You guys may have missed a few things. We had the camera die, and then Lucas wasn't doing very much cameraman in the last time because he was sitting by the fire trying to keep warm. We've had some crazy weather, just keeps going back to cold. It'll warm up for a minute. It's like 40 outside right now, but it snowed this morning about an inch. It's crazy. But we've got the motor on. The jack shaft is aligned properly. It just needs to be bolted down. We got to move the sprocket over 1/8 of an inch, maybe less, maybe 1/16 of an inch. We made the bracket to hold the gas tank here. And this is really strong. It doesn't look very strong, but this is very strong. You could stand on this thing. It's ridiculous. The brake is all in. Mike made a real cool little stylish thing for the brake here. We have the caliper off right now, just for working purposes and it being out of the way and everything. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see down there. I dug out a bunch of our little attachments for our wires for our key switch. Got out all of our color-coded wires we're going to need to keep everything color-coded, obviously. Brand new roll of black tape. And I'm going to get started on wiring up the key here. Okay, so we had to do a little bit of research and find our key switch here on the internet. We got everything wired up right. It took a little figuring out for what goes where, but we got it to key start. Mike, you want to turn that? She's turning over. We've got a key start. Alright.
Next job is mounting both the key and solenoid in this box and mounting the box.
Alright, we'll get back to you in a few. Alright, we kind of got sidetracked a little bit and we started building a chain guard out of this Expandit.
Yeah, I like that idea.
It's gonna come back to cover the jack shaft there, come up in front of the chain. We're gonna curve it down and connect it to that cross member bar there to ride right in front of the chain and keep everything out of there. And if the chain ever does come off, it's not gonna beat the person in the shoulder or tear up the seat. It's gonna get caught up in all this Expandit and be a lot simpler than getting hurt. A lot better than getting hurt, I should say. I'd like some way to take this chain guard off, so we got to figure that out. And we actually got to make the other piece.
It's gonna be bolt on.
Okay, so we'll make it bolt on, like I was thinking, but we got to figure out how we're going to do it.
I'm taking a bolt
Run
here.
a strap down.
Yep, a bolt here, then a mounting bracket off behind the seat.
Put like on the front piece that curves down and goes to that. Put like a little piece of plate and then put 2 bolts through it, something like that.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So flange that on, and we'll have a little tab here where it bolts on.
Alright, we've got gas tank, we've got brake, we're going to do chain guard, we've got key start. We are really close on this thing. We're going to do a little bit more work on this chain guard. I've got to charge the battery in the camera here, so you probably won't get to see us bend that. What we're doing is just wrapping it around that post right there and beating it with a hammer. Then we're going to weld it together and put some tabs on it. If the camera's charged by then, I'll get it back on and try to show you guys us mounting it or putting the tabs on or whatever I can show you. Alright, we did some work off camera. I got my wiring harness all ran. It links together here with the battery. It runs across. There's actually two. They're going to be zip tied together, these two bigger lines. They run across and they go in this fancy little box that holds the solenoid and all the stuff, all the wiring. I got a kill switch on the top. I put the key start right here. It's going to be mounted. I keep looking at the back of the camera. It's messing me up. It's going to be mounted in a little bit right there. Looks really low, but I'm close to it. There's the gas tank. Brakes on. It's away from the brake far enough. It doesn't look like much, but about a ½ inch. It shouldn't need no more than that. And it's pretty close to the axle, but it's not like the axle's going to get any closer to it. Okay. What?
So you want me to hold the camera?
That's fine. I'm just getting ready to get to your chain guard. Mike sat here and built a chain guard. I'm going to let him talk and show you for a minute here. Go ahead, Mike. Get down in there just a little bit more.
While he was running the wires and getting them all set up and key start, I had a little project of a chain guard set up.
Expand it. And then he's got 8th plate running around it. Pretty cool chain guard. I like it. Pretty awesome. That's going to stop the chain. If the chain comes off, it's going to get tangled in there and not go anywhere. It's going to stop right in that. My wiring harness is going to be out of the way here. And that's the chain guard. I think you did a really good job.
I like it.
If you guys like it, let us know in the comments. Alright, we kind of got busy today and just didn't start the camera, but it was just simple stuff, hooking up the gas lines. I installed the little fuel filter. Mike bolted on the chain guard, bolted down there. Kind of got the wiring situation taken care of a little bit. Ran down and around so it's not hitting anything. We hooked up the throttle. It was a little bit of a team effort back and forth all day. It was kind of annoying. Ooh, wait, whoa, whoa. I am zoomed in like crazy. There we go, that's normal. Okay. Yeah, we had a little bit of a problem. This being a butt, but we got it. We got a pivot down here that holds the bar. It goes over. We had to figure out how to reverse this bar. And we used part of the original setup here. Put a locker for the throttle cable to go in there. Pulls forward, pushes this over. This goes to the throttle right there. We do have to order the original fuel pump. This one is not the original fuel pump. This is just one I found. Both of the two originals that we had, both motors were bad. So we'll have to get a new one of those. Alright, so we got all of our systems hooked up. Everything is good to go. The throttle seems to be working. We're going to stick the key in. We just put some gas in. We want to know if it's going to pull the gas up from this height or if we're going to have to prime it. I'm going to start it up and see if she'll run like this. We have the clutch and the belt taken off right now, so it won't engage. Is it pulling it?
Not yet. Oh, it's trying. It's pulling it. It's gonna take a few times to get it primed. The gas is going, making its way through.
It's going.
Oh, there it is. gas going into the carburetor.
What's up, guys? We are test driving the drift trike today. We got everything put together. All the systems are working. I'm happy with it. Mike, are you happy with it?
I'm happy with it.
Did you guys see it? We'll do a quick little walk around. Key start, kill switch. We got a new fuel pump. I didn't show that. I think Redbeard's Garage just showed a video of this today on how to install this and which ports are which. We had to figure that out on our own. Mike's fancy chain guard. Alright, we're gonna get the helmet on here, GoPro going, and do a test drive. put enough air in this one. Maybe if I do a donut in the left or the other way, it'll